Hello, my beautiful family. How are you all doing? I'm doing very well. My name is Mboyi. I am a nurse. I practice adult nursing in the United Kingdom. I am originally from Lesotho, a small country in the southern part of the African continent, whereby our country is totally interlocked by Republic of South Africa, meaning all our borders are through South Africa. So, South Africa and Lesotho are two different countries. We have our own government. We also have a monarchy headed by King Letsie III, and South Africa is another country. So I am from Lesotho. I speak Sesotho and English. Please don't forget to subscribe, share, like the videos, comment in the comment section, because when you do comment, YouTube algorithm shares my content with a broader audience and we keep on growing. My little intro about our country was just because I've realized that there are few people who subscribe to my channel who are not from South Africa, who are not from Lesotho, who are not from UK. This means we're going international, honey. Thank you very much for subscribing, and please continue to share this content. Now, today we are going to talk about the most important things that you need to do when you first come into the UK that will enable your settling in to run smoothly. So there are not many, but they are very crucial. So if you do this in the first or the second week when you first arrive in UK, you won't go wrong, I promise. So yeah, the very first thing that you have to do is to collect your biometric resident permit. When you are approved, your visa your visa is approved, you will have a visa vignet stamped inside your passport, and they will give you your passport enclosed in an envelope. In that envelope, there will be your passport, a SIM card, and a letter. So this letter will indicate where you will be able to collect your BRP card. I hope I'm making sense. Your BRP card is your residential permit. It's actually your visa. So when you first come into the UK, make sure that you collect that BRP card. And I think in 2024, we are no longer going to have physical cards. It's going to be digital. So for people who are still coming in now, I'm not sure if they are still getting physical cards. But beginning 2024, we are no longer going to have physical visa cards. We're going to go digital. This means you will have to know your unique identification for your residence permit. You have this resident permit because it will show that you have a visa. You are legal in the country. And that visa card has your tax number, which is called a national insurance number. National insurance number. So your national insurance number is your tax number, is your identification number. You will have to protect that number. You will have to provide that number anywhere you do credit things, anywhere you apply for a bank card, and for every official things that you will do in the UK, you will need your residence card, which is also a visa and a tax. It shows that you have a visa and you are paying tax. On your resident card, it will also show which type of a visa you have. If you came in as a skilled worker, it will say skilled workers visa. But if you have another type of a visa, it will indicate what type of a visa you have. So when you arrive, let's say you arrive today, it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, go to the address, collect your visa. That would be the first thing. The second thing, which is also the most important thing, you have to open a bank account. When you open a bank account, most of the time, I think most of my audience are people who come in as students and as workers. So you will need a bank account. Even if you are not coming as a worker or a student, you will definitely need a bank account in the UK. So that's the second thing. Open a bank account. Most of the times when you open a bank account with this big, huge, popular banks, they need proof of residence. So with proof of residence, you don't have much to show, because to show proof of residence you will need maybe a bill, like water bill, electricity bill, but you only have 3 days of a week since you arrived, so you don't have that. What you can do to prove your residence, your employer will write a letter for you to show that you reside in this address. Another thing that can be approved as a proof of residence is to apply or register with a local surgery or local GP, like doctors. So here in the UK, it's different from back home. Home, what we do is just to have a bookana or a health booklet. But here, you have to register with local GP. You will not be staying in Maseru and obtaining health services in Diatani. No. You will have to be assisted by doctors within your residential area. So when you first come in, you have to register with local GPs. What you can do is just to go on Google, search local GPs near me. They will pop up. You choose one and register. The GPs, what they will need from you is a passport and your residential permit. So when you have your passport and your residential permit, you register with your local GP, and then they will send you an acceptance letter that will have your address. So that address, that letter from your GP, it will also serve as a proof of residence when you open a bank account, a physical bank account, a current account. But in the meantime, when you are still obtaining other documents, or you're still waiting for your GP to send you a letter of acceptance, you can open an online bank account. There are different online banks and they are very useful. The most popular ones are Revolut, Monzo, Sterling, what else? I remember there's 3 only. And I use Revolut Bank. And with Revolut, you can register using my referral link below. I have my own referral link that you can just click on that, and then you will be able to register. So I will link the referral. I will attach my referral link under this video. Yours is just to click on that link and register with Revolut. The step-by-step how you do that will show on your screen, and it's very easy, because once you finish with registration, when you have your passport and you have your permit, you can be able to open an online account. And the lovely thing about that, you can also use Revolut or Monzo or Sterling as your account number for receiving your salary. So that's number 3. Is it number 3? Yeah. The first one is collect your BRP card, register with GP, open a bank account. So when you have done these 3 things, you are sorted. Those are the most important things that you have to do. So let's say now you have settled and you are looking for accommodation. Accommodation is very expensive in the UK. So most of the employers, when you arrive, they provide accommodation for you for a month or 2 months or maximum of 3 months. So during this month, save, make sure that you set aside money for rent. If you get £1,000 as your salary, start saving the very first salary for your rent, because rent is the most expensive thing in UK. That is the another thing that you have to do when you first come in here. Another thing to do, because you will be abroad, you still have obligation to talk to your family back home. It's very expensive to do international calls, but we have WhatsApp, we have Facebook, we have Instagram, we have lots and lots of social media platforms that we can use to communicate with your family members. But however, it's very unfortunate. Other people are very born before technology. Our grannies don't know how to use these applications. If you have people like that, there are applications that you can download and call using those applications. So I use white calling. White calling is a calling application whereby you load airtime and then you call directly home, like physical call. It's very cheap. It's cheap. That's what I use. If I try to talk to someone on WhatsApp, maybe it's something urgent and this person is not online, maybe sometimes this person does not have data, or it's my grandmother, she doesn't know how to use WhatsApp, I call using white calling. White calling is very cheap. There are other calling apps. I have seen YOLO, but I haven't used YOLO. I don't know how it works, but I use white calling, and white calling is very good. This video is not sponsored, and I'm just talking about white calling because it's the app that I use. It's not because they sponsored this video, so don't get twisted minds. So you can download this app. The second app, the useful app that you need to download when you first come into the UK, is your bank app. You have opened a bank application, a bank account. Immediately when you are done with that, download a bank application, your bank app, so that you can be able to protect your funds. So applications are easy. You will be able to create your own password, your own face recognition password, your fingerprint password, and your money is secure. The lovely thing about the United Kingdom is that they drive on the left, like us. Is it on the left? No. I'm sorry. UK drives on the right, like we do back home. So our license in UK is valid for a year. So when you come in the UK and you are a driver, you have your driver's license with you, please go ahead and apply for provisional driver's license with DVLA. You can just Google DVLA on gov.uk and start applying for provisional license while you still have your time to drive in UK using your own driver's license from home. So our own driver's license from Lesotho is allowed to be used in UK for a period of 12 months, and after that then you should have obtained a local license. So in the midst of all this, while you are still driving using your own license from Lesotho, apply for UK license, provisional license. It's something like a temporary license. You cannot drive alone with a provisional license. But if you still are within 12 months, you will have a provisional license and you will have your international license. You'll be able to drive in UK. And during this 12 months, you will be planning to obtain a local license. So the funny thing about UK is, even if you are already a driver, they are still going to test you. They are going to test you on theory. They are also going to test you on practicals for driving. So obtain your provisional license. After you obtain your provisional license, do a theory test online. Once you pass that, you can now apply for physical testing, practical testing, and then you will have your full United Kingdom driver's license within the 12 months. That is another thing. And a driver's license in the UK is deemed as an identity document, like back home. When you have a driver's license, is also another document that you can prove your identity with. Another thing that you need to do when you come here is to start building your credit score as early as possible. There is what is called a credit score in the UK. Back home, we are not used to credit. Actually, we don't like debts. We don't like making debts, dikoloto and all these things. But here, we build what is called a credit score by buying on credit, by credit. So you can make sure that anything that you buy, be it it's a phone, a tablet, a laptop, or a SIM card, buy by credit. Like, take a contract phone, pay monthly for you to start building your credit score as early as possible. And when you change addresses, make sure that you update with your credit companies that are moving addresses. Like, if you have a phone that is already being paid for monthly, inform the store that I'm moving address. I'll be moving from this place to this place, so that it does not affect your credit score. Because with credit scoring, it becomes easy for creditors to find you, and it paints a good image on you, and you'll be able to get houses when you are looking for flats to rent. It will be easy for you when you have a credit score. If you have a credit, it becomes easy for landlords to accept your request to rent their property. So if you need a new phone, like myself, I needed a new phone. I needed a latest model. So buy the latest model by credit and get to build your credit score as early as possible. So it's not a bad thing to be on creditor's book in the UK. It's actually a very good image for you. So start as early as possible to build your credit score. It will help you in future. Another very important thing to do is to register to vote, meaning you will have to make sure that your name appears on an electoral register. So by registering to vote, it boosts your credit score that I spoke about earlier, and it actually would also help you prove your address in other agencies. So register with electoral council to vote for national elections and local elections. So that's another important thing. Last but not least, because I don't want this video to be too long, is to get what do we call this, club cards for stores like grocery stores or clothing stores. When you go for grocery, there is another, I've had my flu vaccine. My hand is actually very itchy and painful. I'm sorry, my people. So the other thing, what was I saying? The other thing to do is to obtain store cards. Store cards help us to save a lot. I have learned that store club cards help us to save. So there are so many shops in UK, but I am closer to, and I use their club card, and it has a QR code behind. So when I pay for my groceries, I just tap this QR code and it gives me points. And I just don't remember how many points make 1 pound. But one time I was broke, Kimbashile straight. I went into my club card app and surprisingly I had 10 pounds in there worth of points, and I went down to the store and used my points to buy what I needed at that time. So this is a bonus. Please make sure that you obtain club card, store card, or you download the rewards club cards or rewards applications. You will thank me later. And when you have a club card or a store card, you get to be notified of sale. Like if maybe a fruit drink is going to expire next month, they want it to go out very quickly, you will be notified and you just go down to the store and get it with very, very less money. And that way you will be saving while you enjoy your favorite meals, drinks, and everything. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. These are not the only things that you can do when you arrive in the UK, but these are the most important ones that you have to do. In my next video, guys, we will see each other. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Register with electoral council. Is it electoral council? I don't know. But register to vote, like on national or local.